Welcome, my friends, to Friday. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Clap it up. Clap it up. Yeah, guys. All right, let's hear it. Well done. No, don't stop. Don't stop. Keep going. Holy crap. Wait. Ow. Wait. I made a mistake. Ow. It's not Friday. It's Wednesday.
What?
It's not Friday. Oh my God, I'm sorry, folks. I don't know, I made that mistake. Hold on, shut the music off, stop it. Cut it all. I'm sorry, guys, we're gonna have to cut this. I thought it was Friday, my bad. I'll see y'all later, have a good one. Okay, no, we can come back. It's all good. I mean, I got so excited, you know? It was like a really happy time. And it's just very disappointing. It's only hump day. Oh. You hear that sound? And this chair locks. It makes the most obnoxious sound. Okay, I'm sorry. Hi, everybody. Welcome to a completely normal stream. Absolutely 100% casual stream start. Nothing's wrong here. How y'all doing though? Good to see you. It's a PTU day, so we can be a little bit weird. It's also hump day, so like that's just a given. Good to see you though. We've got gameplay to do today. We hanging off the side of the camera over here. We got gameplay to get into today, folks. The new Star Citizen update has started its testing phase. Well, it started its testing phase last week, but it now can be shown out loud and live. Now, I haven't gotten to play this yet. I am included in Evocati, but really just don't even have time to. So, you know, we mostly just talk around these parts. So this is my first time in 4.2, and my goal today really is to try and get eyes on some of the more interesting things. So I started in Arcorp, partially because we always start in Arcorp, but also because I want to see the rain in Arcorp. Apparently, there is weather in the game, and if you find certain clouds, believe it or not, but freaking water comes out of them. It's crazy. It's gnarly. So congratulations to Star Citizen. We're going to go find that out and see what it looks like. But we're also going to try and find some interesting new loot. We're going to see some new locations, check out some new fauna. And hold on. Did I miss something over? Oh, AAK gifted out 5 members 6 minutes ago. Bro, did you start us off on a hype train without... I don't know how that happens. Thank you, though. AAK. Already kicking off the train over on Twitch. And we got a Pisces to give away today. Where the heck? Where's my eraser? Oh. On the freaking board. Thanks to Ready Zero, by the way. Was last stream's Toes Gang conductor. Toes Gang Trains conductor. Really appreciate you, dude. Today it's AAK's day, my man, Mr. 625. Appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for being here. Thanks for starting that hype train. Aaliyah and Joe 10, thanks for subbing up and joining the hype train. Holy crap, 46 months. One of the OGs. We appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Hope you're having a lovely summer. Spring? Still spring, right? Show us the sky, pop of water, giving cotton candy floofs in the air. And that, my friends, is... That's why we keep Echo Zeppelin around. Who's in chat, though? What are you guys up to? Welcome in, folks. Howdy doody. Good old day. Top of the morning to you. Top of the afternoon to you. What are those bars up there in the top? Are those... Is that bits? Thank you. Thank you very much. Colt Kimber with the 100 bits. Yo, thank you, man. And Troit. Troit? I just call you Troit? Troit? Like the High School Musical basketball player with a T on the end? Trout Slapper, thank you for the 5 subs gifted out to the folks in the community, the good folks of the Twitch community. Give a thanks if you just got a sub, because you get some perks from that. Out of the goodness of Trout's heart and the joy of supporting the garden. Going up on the toes, gang. Much love to you, brother. All right. So Like I said, first goal today is to find some clouds. That means we find a spaceship, but we're also going to go do some combat. So why don't we grab all of our gear and get everything we're going to need for today right now. And then we are going to head out on our way to Pyro. Really, this is the only reason to be in this system right now. I'm sure there are other things that we might come across later on in the tests, but we have a limited amount of time. I'm going to make sure we definitely hit the interesting bits. Let me see if I have stuff first. Oh my god. It's so hard to... What is that? Which wheel is locked? Won't let me move around. There we go. Alright, Ectobene. Throbbin Wood, good to see you back in the Throbbin name. Yui, welcome in. Sunrise Suppressor, Maverick, Graham. Graham. Maverick, my dude. Always dancing. Always here right at the beginning. Vastin, the dance conductor, though. Good to see you in chat. Warlord, Mrs. Tomato with the toes, with the socks. With my dancing face. Nerfly, what's up, man? Welcome in, how you doing? Skippy, my dude. Sensei. Zendon. Thawed Empire. Lane, welcome in. There's supposed to be rain on Hurston as well, which should be even cooler. Even cooler. Nothing's more cool than a ArcWarp rainy day, dude. What you talking about? Zendon. Hold up. Get struck by lightning. That's very kind. I'll accept that since you sent it with the super chat. Otherwise, I would totally not get struck by lightning, of course. Of course not. That doesn't sound fun at all. Thank you so much for that. Going up on the Toes Gang over on YouTube. For the $20 super chat, my man. We really appreciate you. All right. Let's see what we do have. See, do you get all your stuff from live in the PTU? Is that how this works? Because I always have extra stuff, and I'm like, is this from my past PTU experiences? Where does the PTU inventory actually come from? And why? Why does the PTU inventory come from? Wearing my PTU armor. I actually should probably wear a heavy core, but I don't think I have one. What is this? This is light. It's a heavy backpack. What does that go on? This? Dang, that looks weird. It actually doesn't look that bad. And it lets me wear this. Sure, why not? Why not, huh? Sir Puff McPass. Puff McPass. Get the out of here. Sir Puff McPass. Thank you for becoming a member on YouTube. I'm honored. That is a fantastic name. Sir Puff McPass. All right, everybody needs a trusty, dusty multi-tool. At least one med pen, though I'll probably need plenty more. See, this is what always gets me. I have to go back to the store for, like, the ammo and the med pens and the stuff that, you know, keeps you alive. I completely ignore in my rush to get out there and do things. I just want to do things. The visuals in rain and clouds, so amazing. Ooh, spoiler alerts, man. I'm excited. That's gonna be cool. Hey, thank you. Oh, hey, I missed Aerialist. I am sorry, my friend. Over on Twitch, 1,000 bits to wrap up that hype train. Thank you so much, my brother. From the very beginning, too. I know I keep saying that, but just good to see you back. All right, P8 and S71 ammo should be good. I'm gonna go ahead and assume I did not get enough P8 ammo. Also not sending it to my backpack. rather than doing that again, I'll just get some more sent to the backpack. Can you imagine buying something in a store and that something is coming from a warehouse somewhere and the destination you tell... Huh, I don't have much money for PTU. The destination you tell them is your backpack. So somebody just like comes running out of the back of the building and like shoves something in your backpack while you're still sitting there at the kiosk shopping. Here's your stuff, sir. Why are they selling? Why are they selling a worn down old war medal? Also, why are the Unification War medals in Stanton? How did they get here? That's so strange. Apparently they made it so the Polaris pilot can now fire the guns. Is this true? I have no idea. No NDA for 4.2? No, we're off the NDA. We're now in PTU. How's the patch so far? Seems to be doing okay. We're not too far in though. Natural disasters win. You do too. Hello. Commander Marthy, good to see you. Welcome to the garden, my friend. Wicklow item? But like, why would you be selling that at the store? Why wouldn't that be something that is found in places, or at the very least sold in like a thrift store? Why is it being sold at the armor and weapons shop? All right, so we good on ammo, med pens. We got our multi-tool pistol. Alrighty. I doubt I have enough medical pens, actually. How many did I grab? 8? Well, we could find more while we're out. Totally not an elite. Migrant? Honestly, I remember back in like 22, I think it was, when Elite Dangerous had their little kerfuffle where they stopped the console development and things kind of slowed up for a bit. I remember there were a lot of commanders in chat around that time, but to be quite honest, both Elite Dangerous and Star Citizen are really freaking cool experiences. I would play both. I mean, I do play both. I don't get to play as much as I'd like, but they're both really good games. Sakul, thank you for the super chat. Make sure to grab Deacon pens. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. We're going into a radiation zone. Now we need a new type of medical pen, my friends. All right, for those who are joining, while I do some shopping, let me explain to you what's about to happen. What's up? What's about to happen is I have a very specific set of skills that I am going to deploy to make the lives of those watching a living hell. Something that you couldn't possibly turn away from or recover from. I'm going to take these skills and I'm going to deploy them in ways that you will never see coming. And it will ruin your day and the days of your family and your family's offspring for as long as your lifetime. That's my best Liam Neeson speech, but honestly, I was just looking for some medical pens and I can't find them, so now I don't know what to do. And I kind of lost my train of thought. So we're just gonna go and hopefully find them somewhere else. Toes. I actually forgot most of that speech. His, oh man, is that a weird speech to make now because nobody really, it's such an old movie? But we're old people, right? What was the movie even called? Liam Neeson in the... Taken. That's it. Thank you, Ace. Yeah, Taken Liam Neeson. They are in pyro stations. Okay. So clearly, I'm not out of range here. You guys know exactly what I'm referencing. I have a very particular set of skills. I know that's not Liam Neeson's voice. That's just what I imagine him sounding like. That pretentious speech. But I mean, you know, he wasn't lying. He wasn't joking. He went and killed those people. Wait for me. Okay. So what we're really going to do is, first we're going to go grab a ship and we're going to fly around ArcCorp till we can find some good rain. We're going to see the rain on our corp. Really, it's just a new feature coming into the game with this update. Not a big deal, but we've been waiting for weather for quite a bit, and obviously a gigantic city planet, a Cuminopolis, is going to look pretty cool with rain. So that's priority number 1. Right after priority number 1, though, we are going to head to Pyro to check out some new locations, the new sandbox activity, the new radiation storms out there, and hopefully some new fauna or some loot. It also sounds like there's a really good chance we could die because they, I guess, have some weird things going on with the armistice zones. The weirdest part I've heard of in this PTU so far is that you can't drive ground vehicles in the storms. No, that's not a yay. Shut up. Don't do that. Bad timing. But it's like, why in the world can't we drive vehicles in the... Isn't that the whole point of the storms? That's a weird one. But I guess it's just an oversight for now. They'll probably fix that. NBD Batman. Hey, thanks for the sub, by the way. And Commander Martha, you too. I know you followed. But thank you for subbing with your Prime here.
Do not be a sad tomato.
Appreciate you. Oh, I'm not sad. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'll be okay. I just don't want to die, you know? Just don't kill me. Yeah, keep your friend of the tomato alive, huh? Yo, what's up, Kraken? Mr. Papa Kraken. Do you just call someone Papa? Or do you call someone Mr. if their name is Papa? That 2 articles? Tekken was boring. Tekken? That may possibly be the most random game mention I've seen. Oh, somebody else mentioned it. Okay. I was like, why? Why are we talking about Tekken? Unbeckable said, funny thing about Tekken series, what kind of parents get their child kidnapped 3 times? Is that what that game's series is about? Just people, somebody trying to get their kids back? Alright, if we're headed out there, I want something that's gonna be... What do I want?
Obey all security and customs personnel at all times. Their job is your safety.
Yeah, I think... No, I'm gonna want to get a ground vehicle. Am I? If those things don't even work? We could be just in case.
Hello, and welcome to Riker Memorial Spaceport.
Oh, taken.
Area 18 Metropolitan
He meant T.
We hope you have safe travels wherever your final destination may be.
Holy f, dude. That's hilarious. I'm over here like, the Tekken game series is about people getting stolen from their parents? He just meant taken. Oh my gosh. Because I'm like, yeah, isn't Tekken just like an arcade fighting game? I know Mortal Kombat's got some story to it. I'm sure Tekken's got something. That just seems like a thick plot for a game like that. Heavy. How's the optimization for the new weather? I wouldn't know yet. I'm hoping to know very shortly. Grab your dang water. Let's see. I should probably throw on my replay buffer so that we can... Oh, right.
Welcome back.
See, it wasn't letting me carry. Just let me buy. I don't want to talk to him.
Give me 1 moment, okay? Hi, welcome.
Why is it saying carry? I just want to buy.
I'll be with you in a minute. Hi. Good to have
Whoa.
you back.
Hey, there's OBS.
That while in the Stanton system and on our
You go over here, buddy.
common laws are still in effect.
Can you buy pizza in 4.2? You think they would be that kind to us? Say it with me, folks. No money till pizza. CIG needs to understand.
Obey all security and customs personnel at all times. Their job is your safety.
That's not suspicious at all. What's the plan today? We're seeing all the 4.2 features, my friend. First, we're gonna go find some rain. Checking out that dynamic weather. Y'all know I've been a Pixel boy for a long time, right? Love myself a Pixel. Enjoy the hardware. I like what Google was doing with the phones. Good times, you know. But it's been a little while, and it's time for me to switch to somebody else. So it's looking like I'm gonna possibly grab a Motorola Razr. Pixel game's too preem for me now. Tried Pixel, had so many bugs. Back to Samsung for you. Man, that's a weird thing to hear. At least for like, I don't know, I couldn't compare them now, but back in the day, back in like the Nexus days, Samsung had glitches as a feature.
Welcome everybody, thank you for coming in. This is your captain speaking. Tomato will be with you shortly.
Oh, Morphologists. Hey, buddy. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome in. Thanks for coming in with the raid, my dude. I swear I should have some like fun music to play. We can just big round of applause. It's great, dude. It's great. Great. Hats off for the Morph guy. Go check him out. Give him a little subscribe, a little follow. Click on that link that just popped up in chat if you haven't already. He's a good folk. And I gotta talk to him about talking about stuff. Thank you for the raid, my dude. Predictably bad experience. Hey, you know what? Is it really a Wednesday if it's not bad? Thanks for the raid, though, buddy. I hope you have a wonderful night. Have a good sleep. Is it even Android? Is what even Android? You think back then Samsung, that was Samsung back then. Samsung was Android, but I mean Samsung's always used Android, except for that brief period of time when it seemed like they were going to switch over to Tizen. I don't know. I mean Samsung makes great hardware. Don't get me wrong. Fan of their phones, but they're like a little too. The software itself is a little too heavy for me. I really like the more stock side, the lightweight Android implementation. And they just so much about their services, but honestly, everybody's kind of about that. I can't fault them for that. Samsung's gotten a lot better than they used to be. That's for sure. You love your Samsung. Motorola's are pretty good. What phone do you have? You heard of Pixels having bugs a lot? I haven't had, I don't know, Mrs. Tomato, have I had bug problems with my Pixel? My main problem has been the camera, and now the battery is starting to die, so I need to get something that'll last a little longer. Since we're about to head to Turkey, I need to make sure it is something that I can eSIM with, and also need to make sure I'm not stuck out of luck over the next 3 months. Get Sony then? I wish I could. If they made it easier to get their phones, maybe I would. I used to be a big Sony boy. I had Sony phones when they were Sony Ericsson, through the Xperia lines of phones, the Walkman lines of phones. Oh, it was all about Sonys, dude. But they don't make it easy to get support or new phones. Remember Windows Phone? Yeah, the freaking ahead of its time design Pro that everybody else is now following along with. I wish Windows Phone had survived. It would have been better for all of us. I think Samsung's UI has come a long way partially because they accepted that Android is their future, at least for now. Like they need Google, and they accepted that. At some point, it felt like they thought that they don't need Google anymore. And at some point, maybe they won't. But for now, it's rough. You would have bought the Pixel, but the camera bump is way too big. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I got this case that kind of like, you can see it eliminates the camera bump there. The case is completely flat. And this is the biggest thing I'm gonna miss from this phone. I love this case. It's got a magnet on the back here where I can put my wallet and stuff. Cool times, good times. Pixel 9 Pro XL. There's a phone, a flagship. Morse videos are the reason you end up playing this game so much. Bro, Morse videos are some of the inspirations for why I started making videos. Bro showing his age. Dude, I'm proud to be around for that Nexus line. It's crazy to me that that's such a long time ago still. That I'm like, wait, when did... Wow, that's like 10 years ago. That I'm trying to think of when I was really into smartphones, like 2013-ish, 2015, 2016 time. If I had thought about what 10 years ago looked like in smartphones, I would have been like, dang, we didn't even have smartphones yet. Like, that was ancient. Now, when I think back 10 years ago to that time, I'm like, what was that? The iPhone 6S? No, it must have been newer than that. That was like iPhone 8 or 7 around that time. It hadn't switched over to the new form factor, but it still doesn't feel like it was that long ago. That's wild. Why no iPhone? I did iPhone for a little bit. Just wasn't a fan of the operating system. I like the company more than most other tech companies. I like the ideals that they stand for, or at least used to. I just can't get along with the operating system. It really freaking annoys me. Nexus phones. See now? We got that Nexus love in chat. Nexus 4 was such a pretty phone with that glittery back it had. And then the Nexus 5, the penguin. Nexus 6, the whale, the gigantic Nexus 6. They really didn't get it together for a little while. I guess really until they got into Pixels. And even then, the first few Pixels were kind of rough too. Okay. We are in low orbit here on ARCorp, but to be honest, it's nighttime. And you know what? That actually might actually make things better. Let's stick to the nighttime side and see if we can just find a big old cloud here. So there's one over there. That might be where we find some rain. Honestly, I'm not sure how it works, but I do want to make sure there is an actual like area underneath us, like a city segment. So I'm gonna jump a little bit and see if we can't find something more fitting. Yeah, I'm excited for rainy ARCorp. ARCorp. You still have like 15 to 20-year-old Nokia USB charger? Yeah, I'm pumped because I still have my Moto X 2013 and the Moto G I think I had after that. I had like a wood-back Moto X. And this will be my first Motorola phone since then. And I never had the original Motorola Razr, but, whoops. But I did admire it. Systems on. Wow. I love that I just jumped to an area with no clouds at all. The worst actual jump I've ever committed to. Good, good, good. Let's try this again. Motorola is the most notoriously hacked brand of phones. That's so interesting because you'd think people would hack phones that are more popular. You know? How do people hack them? Are they hacking into the like Android, or is there something Motorola does that other Android phones don't do? I would hope they'd have good hardware security. What the? Good hardware security. Being that they did come from Google recently. The beloved MSR, dude. The best MSR. Except besides the design. Moto doesn't update its security. I mean, they give guaranteed security updates. Actually, I was just looking at somebody criticizing Motorola yesterday because they do update security. It's just that the last security update they got was from November. You have, I think, 4 years of guaranteed security updates, which isn't great, but honestly used to be the norm. You're in PTU lagging like crazy in Pyro 1. I'm just trying to find a good big old cloud. Man, that's beautiful. Good enough time to set up the camera at least. Okay, what's going on here? Why is the... Did they change key bindings? Yo, I think they updated freaking key bindings so that your arrow keys control your ship? Has that a thing before? I'm very concerned. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Get this off of my computer. Why is this happening? Yeah, look at this. What? Up arrow, down arrow. What is this madness? I don't want that. Disgusting. I use my mouse. Thank you very much. Like, and it also activates when you have F4 held down, so you can't even move your camera around. That is crazy. What a weird update. All right. Let's save this. And then we're going to reset here. And because, you know, we need to have the good view of our ship, we do this. All right, let's hit to that Terminator, and maybe we could find a big cloud around that area. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get there a little faster. I'm also gonna go ahead and turn on photo mode so we can get the most realistic idea of just how much this affects us. We are going to hit all of the things. I think I have to turn that back off to make that work, huh? Very high quality. Drop that gamma down a little bit. Boost that contrast a little bit. Not gonna do Vulcan. And then... Actually, keep Chromab on. This stuff will stress our specs. Where's the clouds? Here we go. Volumetric clouds photo mode. Okay. Whoa, dude. Holy crap. Oh my gosh, that actually made a difference. Right? I'm not crazy. That looks different. Yeah? Dude, it's beautiful. Just constantly boosting. Let's uncouple. It looks different, and I'm crazy. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Have I seen the new scan mode? I have not. New scan mode. Let's see. Interesting. Oh, that's a better display, isn't it? That definitely gives you a better idea of what the heck you're doing with your scan wave. Oh. But I think you still need something on the screen that shows you what you're targeting, right? Like if I'm going to ping like this. Sure, this little icon here tells me, see, this is, so try to show you guys what I'm doing here. You see that? You see how it moves? Based on how my scan is going to go out? Thing is, like, I don't really have anything that tells me how thin this is in my viewpoint, so that might be helpful. Does this ship have control surfaces? No. I mean, maybe. I don't think so. How do you enter that free camera? F4. I haven't done any recent videos on performance, but I would check out 10.42 if you're looking for it. He does great videos on that. Okay, this is taking forever. Let me see if I can't... What can we do here to make this faster? Wow, I'm not even quantumed to the planet. I've just been wasting time.
Quantum travel engaged.
That did a lot.
Quantum travel complete.
Alright, I'm gonna try and do something crazy here. I'm gonna try and quantum cancel to Arc L1 close enough that I can still be by... This is not gonna work. Let's see how this goes. I pressed the button way too early. Actually, I pressed it, I think, maybe a split second too early. Let's try that one more time. Alright, here we go. 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 Oh! Nice! Yes! Beautiful. That was freaking perfect. Alright. Now we can go find some. These don't even look like the kind of clouds that would have rain, though. These are kind of cumulus clouds, you know? We're looking for those cumulonimbus boys. It is a really nice icon. I agree with you there. Whoop, 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 whoop. If it made a sound, I feel like that's what it would be. Quantum boost. Temu quantum boost. Who did I say, Daryl? 10 pound 42. Man, but I don't know what 15 degrees looks like on my screen. Space meteorologist over here. I got a thing for clouds. Clouds are cool. What are all these like little cloud glitches up here? Are these serious clouds? The clouds have been moving across the planet, I believe. I don't think they've been static for a long time. They just moved in uniform. Thank you very much. Whoa. Bean bikini. Something. I'm gonna call you Bean. Thank you so much for the 5 subscribers over on Twitch. Adding you up onto the Toes Gang for that one. E-Q-N-N-E. Interesting spelling. I don't know how to pronounce that one. Don't know that language. Thanks though. Appreciate you. Thanks, Toes Gang, keeping this going. Look at this magnificent field of clouds. Dude, they look so soft. All right, we're gonna dive into them. Let me just make sure we are coupled. Okay. The Danish Lang. I see. We're going in. Wow. That's dark. All right. There's no rain down here. But it's a nice view. At least it looks good. But that kind of confirms for everybody, you do have to find a specific type of cloud. Wow. Dude, oh my gosh. So you are going to have to find a specific type of cloud to make this work. Let's head back up. And yeah, we're going to find an actual cumulonimbus, one of those anvil clouds. Some clouds have buildings in them? Really? I have not been able to find that yet. I don't have a 5090. I am currently running on a 3090. In photo mode, remember that this is the highest possible level you can run these clouds. And game seems to be doing fine. I mean, we're running at 45 frames per second. That's not amazing, and it's not great for most people, but for Star Citizen in photo mode settings, that's really funny to me. The very dark clouds casting most dark shadow on the surface of the planet have the rain usually. Okay. RSI cloud, Crusader cloud. How are we looking right there? Ooh, yeah, I like that. I like that. Let's hit that. Another quantum cancel. Aye, that was a bit late, I think. Not bad, not bad. Ooh. We have choices here. So there's that big cloud right there on the left. And a couple of clouds right there on the right. What do you guys think? I'm thinking the one on the left, because it looks pretty. Let's go over there. Yay. What are my PC specs? The important bits are 3090 graphics card, ReForce 3090, a 7800 X3D processor, I think 46 gigs of RAM, no, 48 gigs of RAM I want to say, and I'm running on an M.2 SSD. Slowly been crafting this computer over the last 5 years to actually be able to run the game. It wasn't until I couldn't run this game smoothly until maybe a year and a half ago. Ooh, those are some nice clouds. Ooh, so is, oh man, we're just in a nice cloud area, huh? This part of our corp is known for its cloud culture. How many gigabytes is the graphics card of VRAM? I don't even know, dude. 16, 18, 16? I don't. Pretty high. Anybody know the VRAM on the 3090? Thank you. 24. Big cloud. Our destination. The little specks of clouds are such a nice touch. I don't think clouds really form like that often. But it does add some nice variety to how all the clouds look anyways. What's up, David? Took a year break from the game, came back a couple days ago and put a full 8 hours in. Safe to say it's back to your main game. So much better than when you left. What are the biggest things you notice? Alright, I'll give you the better view of this. All right, let's see if this works. Hopefully we get out of this in one piece. Where the heck am I? I can't see anything. I don't know where I'm going. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Where am I? Which way's up? Oh my god, there's the ground. Holy crap. And there's the rain. Nope. Did I just leave the rain cloud? That was very sudden. Oh yeah, we left the perimeter of the rain cloud. There they are. Yeah, the audio definitely needs some help for this. I sound like I'm outside, but to be quite honest, the audio in this game never really respects boundaries, so I'm sure that's something that'll be worked on in the future. I also would really love to hear like a wide range of rain effects, not just like a sound file that's looped. But for first implementation, I'm just glad we've got rain, you know? I wonder if we can find a more of a city environment to go look at this. The visuals must be beautiful. Okay, I see. So it works in this mode, but not in the other. It's also kind of funny that it seems like I have water on my camera lens, I guess. Yeah, the sound effects might be flipped in this scenario. Also, very clear cut of where the rain starts. You can actually see the rain right there, which is kind of like real life. You can like see a sheet. There we go. Everything you hear in the ship is fake sounds created by the ship, but they haven't actually implemented that system yet. And I think it's supposed to fake the sounds based on what you would normally hear. I don't think it's still supposed to sound like something different. Let's see if we could find one more view with some proper city. For that, I'm gonna see if I can jump back to Area 18, what's going on there. Wow, that's quite the shadow. You're very imposing, Cloud. Being able to turn the fake audio off will be cool. It'll be even cooler if we lose the audio. Okay. Let's go somewhere else.
Quantum travel engaged.
Like how the buildings know they need to turn on the lights in the shade of the cloud. Nice little feature. Reminds me of my car when it detects when it goes into like a tunnel and the and all of the maps and like the interface and stuff switches to night mode. Then you leave the tunnel and it switches back and you laugh at it and say, haha, silly robot. Okay, do we have any clouds over here? I can't even see the clouds, dang it. I'm almost ready to just fly to Pyro at this point. A lot of flying around looking for clouds today so far. I forgot to finish my workout on Strava. Turn on my FPS flashlight. Ah, yes. All right, yeah, you know what? We saw the rain. Let's get to Pyro. Let's go see some freaking gameplay. We're randomly flying around this planet. We can do more of that later. We got things to see. Hey.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
Did they remove the NFM AC modes from the current PTU build? NFM? New flight model? Was that in? Did they put the new flight model in Evocati? Power One's been giving you server errors. Is Pyro even real? I don't think so. Pyro's just a figment of our imagination. Pyro is just a whole bunch of ones and zeros. Does it even really matter? Is it even really real? Mentioned in the 4.2 Evo builds. Oh, I see. I gotta see what that is. I gotta see if that's in the game. That'd be interesting to see. Zarek looking for a poll. How old are Tomat viewer accounts? Curious about that. Do we have any mods over on Twitch who can run that poll? I'd be interested in seeing when everyone joined. I have those stats for our org. If you want to see that. I hope they fix the music. Let's see. Join #join GII, folks. Oh. This doesn't drop down far enough.
Quantum travel complete.
We need a little padding on the bottom here.
Complete.
So if we go to, actually I'll do this off screen. Survey. So we got some stats here from when there's signups, and you can see like this is a few thousand people, I want to say, answering. Most signups were in 2022, and I always point to 2022 was a massive year for this game. Like the amounts of signups during that are just unprecedented. The coverage the game got, it was sort of a coming out year for Star Citizen, not the mainstream one. I think they're still waiting for that. That might be 26 or 27. But 2022 was like a really, 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 really big publicity year for this game. And you can see really most of the people have joined this game in between 2020 and 23. 24 was a really big drop off. And 25's been fairly low as well. So yeah, there's some of the stats. But yeah, the poll is up on Twitch if you guys want to answer that and see what the chat's statistics are looking like. You started in 21. A couple of you started in 22. Martha, you're 2015. You joined in 23. Tikapo, 2014 in the chat. Delart with the 2013. Vassin with the Kickstarter. 2020, 2019. I think I'm 2014 crew. I backed in 2014. I didn't regularly start playing this game until like 2021, maybe. Was covering it a lot, was talking about it all the time, but I didn't start playing this game like, I would say, you couldn't find me in this game more than once a month, maybe, until like 2020. Before that, I would play maybe once every couple of months. And then before 2018, I wasn't really doing anything in this game. I was just watching and following along. Took a while. Perfect opportunity for try out this new scanning. Scanned. You get information sent to your MFD. It confirms that the scanning has happened. That's a Mirai Guardian QI. Minimal information, all signatures. Interesting. Let's jump. Solo shot, there you are. man, that's loud. Why are the sound effects so loud? Whee! That was fun. I think they really need to nerf the power of thrusters, unfortunately, in this game. Just to give us a better feeling of the ships. They're so dang agile. Oh, music was off again. Okay. Pydo. Now we see what the heck's going up out here. Nothing on the priority. But we can just fly out to the systems. We got stuff out at Pyro 1 and stuff at Pyro 4. Sounds like Pyro 1 is causing a lot of issues, and I really like Pyro 4. So I kind of want to head out there first. Do people not camp the gateway? Not really, no. Not super efficient to do so. Don't make the cat even slower. I mean, not necessarily slower, more sluggish. Like, still travels the same speed, just takes longer to get there. I'm talking about changing the acceleration curves, adding jerk to the game, that kind of thing. "200 of you nerds in chat and only like 30 votes. Twitch is less votey. You gotta run the polls on YouTube to get the maximum number. What kind of kebab we making today? I'll let, we got an exciting cooking stream planned for you guys. Once Mrs. Tomato is ready, I'll tell you all about it. It's gonna be real yums. And fun. I think it'll be a pretty entertaining time too. All right, flying to Pyro 4. Unless anybody else wants to tell me that Pyro 1 is a better choice. First we have to find a Pyro 5, then we will take the short jump from there to Pyro 4, and that will introduce us to the new locations. Pyro 1 sounds like it's been a little rough right now. We're doing tray kebab. Okay, she's got it. There we go. We're doing we're doing tray kebab. And as you can see in chat, folks, me and Mrs. Tomato, we're gonna be cooking today. We're gonna be making some nice, good stuff for you. Well, for us. You can watch. But unlike other cooking streams we've done, which we do them almost every Wednesday, we've taken a little break, but usually we're doing these and talking with chat, so if you ever want to hang out with us, you can. Unlike those ones, we're actually hosting a Q&A today too. So you guys can ask us anything, like Star Citizen questions, our life questions, things, any kind of questions if you want. We're just gonna have like a good time Q&A because this is our last cooking stream at the house before we're heading back. And you want to have a good old silly time with you guys. Maybe we'll like crack a drink or something and just kick back, answer questions, make kebab, and chill. That'll be after this stream. If you're on Twitch, we'll raid right into that, so you don't even have to worry about it. If you're on YouTube, we'll drop the link for you. That'll be happening, though, in a couple of hours. Pyro 1 has trams. We're not Americans. Mrs. Tomato is Turkish. Or I'm American. She's not. All right, so about halfway to the planet, and we'll be there soon. Gonna go to Pyro 5 first, and then we'll explore, or we're gonna stop by Pyro 5 so we can make it to Pyro 4, and then we will be exploring some of these new locations that they brought in. Looks like most of the votes that were for the poll came in as 2012 to 2015.
Quantum fuel, 15%.
You don't get citizenship for marriage, green card. Looks like they've got a new journal entry here for people if you're getting into 4.2. A little more information. I don't know if you have to store your ship to refuel. I don't know. Hey, Krassix.
Hey, what up?
Were you looking to join?
Yeah, I'll join up. Where you headed?
I am headed to Pyro 4.
Sounds good.
Yeah, if you could send me a friend request, I'll go ahead and invite you.
Wait 1 second.
Alrighty, so now from here to Pyro 4. I use Discord for voice.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete. Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete. Quantum travel complete.
It looks like there are several data centers spread out across the moon, the planet. We'll head to number 1.
Quantum travel engaged.
If you'd like to join our Discord, feel free to post !Discord in chat. Hey Bill, hey Gumbo, how you guys doing? Yeah, data centers are new locations.
Quantum travel complete.
And we crashed. It looks like the location's not really even spawning. Yeah, I'm probably gonna crash after this unfreezes. Toes. We've been live about an hour and a half. Po boy, thank you for the sub. Appreciate you. Apparently caused a crash or two. Oh, I'm sure you only caused one crash.
Looking at your stream, it looks like I shouldn't go to Pyro report yet.
Yeah, it's not really working.
Do not be
There
a
we go.
sad tomato.
Alright, so I mean at least I can land my ship. Let's see if there's actually anything here. Nope. Wait, what? Toes, toes, toes. This looks exciting.
Which data center did you go to?
Wow.
I went to number 1. I take it none of this is just working. Yeah, it's like the buildings themselves aren't loading in. Is this even part of the testing focus? All right, testing focus is on Stormbreaker, dynamic rain, radiation. Not ready for testing. New ships and kiosk improvements. So it doesn't say this location specifically? Yeah, AAK ASD data centers. Uncovering the lengths to which associated sciences and development have gone. Oh. Did I just hear somebody? There's definitely some NPC stuff going on here. Is this supposed to be a hostile area? Whoa. What the? Did it all just pop in? It all just showed up.
Yeah, I saw it all populate.
You good? Oh, this is the good doctor stuff. They just put good doctor map elements in here and changed it around so it would fit these facilities. A good use of assets, to be sure. Y'all bad? Oops. Bad decision on my part, I guess. Is that you here? In the outfit? In the suit?
I'm in red.
Oh, okay, it's somebody else. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to take here.
All the NPCs are stuck in an elevator just like bunkers.
Yup. So much stuff lying around. Oh, this must be the new armor.
Is this the area that's supposed to have the worms?
I don't think so, no. I think that's Pyro 1. Need to find a security card.
Got some bad desync.
Associated Science and Development is committed to health and safety regulations. Please report any infractions to your immediate supervisor. Not disclose incidents to work employees.
Oh, sorry guys.
I'm gonna put a bullet right between your eyes.
Jesus. Okay,
Bad
well,
server.
yeah. Well, there is that. We'll see how long this lasts. We might need to either find a new location or do the cooking stream early. It seems it's not really all the server, it's just these areas, so if anything we can still go and check out other locations. For the cooking stream, by the way, folks, I'm sorry, I forgot to say earlier, but we are doing a hot sauce challenge with it. So it's gonna be a little intense, but it should be a good time. Cook, you're hungry. Well, I don't know if we can send the food there, I'm sorry. Who won the Pisces giveaway? We will be pulling that giveaway shortly. I prefer the tack to the Asgard.
Do not be a sad tomato.
Associated Science and Development is committed to health and safety regulations. Please report any infractions to your immediate supervisor. Not disclose incidents to work employees.
think the player in front of me has a lab coat on. I'm wondering if he knows something I don't know.
You have to have a lab coat to get into certain rooms. Getting server errors in certain areas. It wasn't until I got to this specific location we started getting server errors. Which, I mean, it's the server, not the shard. The Asgard's definitely an easier ship to fly around than attack. Get it new places. Take it out for different kinds of gameplay. Pisces giveaway is closed already. We'll be pulling a winner soon, folks, for the Pisces giveaway. Please don't reimburse any of your Twitch points for that giveaway. Please do not use the giveaway command. We will pull a winner for that soon.
Remember, the work we do here is priceless. Always protect your work.
Do not be a sad tomato.
It's a long error, yeah. No, don't redeem points, guys. Do not use the Pisces giveaway redemption. It's over. Those points will go to waste. Thank you for the bits, Colt. Appreciate it. You were the guy when I entered the complex for you, nothing was working, inventory, etc. Yeah. Good trigger discipline, man. Wait, were you the person that I saw outside, or were you the person in the lab coat running around inside? Doing all right, Zim. Ola, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. I just gifted out some memberships to the folks. Became a lovely member of the Toes gang for the day. But honestly, it's Fola. I feel like Fola's permanent Toes gang. Y'all know who you are. Thank you for that, my friend. Thanks for gifting out memberships. And folks, if you just got a membership, I know I say it all the time, but I put a lot of work into these videos because to tell the original story of why we do exclusive videos, there was a time when all of the videos coming out were like very focused on like the in-depth part of the development and stuff, but those started to become less and less popular. And in order to keep doing those videos, we had to kind of start pivoting more towards news videos, but still wanted to do these like more focused development deep dives. So, Mrs. Tomato suggested that we do those and allow those to still be made for our patrons, since patrons are still backing us for the work that we originally were doing, and keep making the public videos. So it's because of folks like you on Toes Gang. If you're a subscriber or a supporter of any sort, that's why we keep doing the exclusive videos. See? Because you allow us to, and we still owe you that much.
With that being said, drum roll, please.
Drum roll for the Pisces giveaway winner. I need a drum roll thing on here.
You can just like do it on here. All right. Chaos Captain.
Chaos Captain. That's causing a lot of
won
chaos.
with their claiming a loyalty bonus. They
Congratulations.
had entered 3 different giveaways.
Well done, Chaos Captain. Honestly, well done, everybody. Congratulations to all who went in there. Just a little.
Little applause. Oops, wrong one.
Okay.
They're
Good
one
job.
of the rare YouTube winners who they entered on YouTube.
Oh, they won on YouTube? Nice. Well, congratulations to Chaos. Wait, what was it again? Captain? Chaos Captain. Hey! Chaos Captain also brought us back to life. If you're not in the chat, don't worry. We'll reach out to you. Make sure you get your reward. Copy of... Wait, was it just a Pisces? I never can remember. It's at least a Pisces that you just got. Congratulations. And thanks for everybody for being active in the giveaway. Thanks for hanging out and looking. We still do have the Asgard to get to, so eventually we will start that giveaway. It's a big package full of stuff, so we'll have that ready for you guys at some point in the near future. Ask Mrs. Tomato. But thanks for getting involved in this one, and thanks everybody who took part in the streamathon. Just let me reload, man. I still can't reload. This is just, everything is... Yeah, it's all broken, guys. Nothing's working. Hey, the Poets, how you doing? What's the story with the comms refactor? Probably nothing. Or actually, probably it's being worked on for Squadron 42. That's almost the answer for almost anything now that we ask is, you know, if you have a question of what's going on with so-and-so, the general answer is going to be those people are doing something for Squadron 42, or that feature is being made for Squadron 42, and we'll probably see it after that. Somebody got mad at me for pointing that out in a video. Because, of course. But like, that's literally what is going on.
Remember, the work we do here is priceless. Always protect your work.
See, now how cool would it be if that ship was a freaking NPC ship dropping off reinforcements down here? We're so close to having such cool scenarios, and it's just so close. At least I can shoot my gun again. Very nice. All right, so far what we've noticed is that things are rough. Not the whole patch, but specifically in these locations, things are pretty rough. There's obviously a lot that's going to happen here. And like the elements are here. These people are trying to fight back, but they can't because I'm just too badass. No, because the game isn't really working. But it's just this server. So, you know, just Pyro 4. Or maybe just this ground location where we're having server errors, inventory's not working, weapons aren't reloading, all that kind of stuff. It's not good. But it is very much Wave 1 PTU kind of stuff. And it also kind of makes sense because everywhere you look, there are just like giant ships parked out here. Like everybody flew the most demanding of ships and then parked them here and left them. So the area itself is just, overall it's suffering. It's the new patch syndrome. Also, good to note, as somebody mentioned in chat, that this could be reused for the FPS module, Arena Commander. This is rehashed Good Doctor assets. Those of you who have played a lot of Arena Commander, you might recognize some of the buildings and shapes they're using. They're just reconfigured a little bit. It's right in line with what they did with Hathor when they brought some Theaters of War assets in. These are really, they're going to keep pumping out as many of these updates as they can that don't use new assets, that don't require a whole bunch of different things to do. These locations, we're going to see more and more of these. And I'm here for it. I'm fine with it. Reuse whatever you like. Content is good for the game. Dead Set. Wow, okay, good to see you. Thank you for the sub at 44 freaking months. Holy crap, dude. Scary times in SC with the first shot fired in the microtransaction saga. I don't know if it's the first shot fired per se.
Do not be a sad tomato.
But yeah, it's certainly weird times for this game. If I hope that CIG decides to go back on having components in the store. But I don't know, man. Did they rush it to PTU too soon? Nah, this is normal. Feels like the same stuff as Hathor to you, with printing keycards and the same horde mode NPC wave spawns to fight. Plus the new animals don't spawn as often as I thought. To be honest, I'm actually kind of sad that the Hathor locations don't have more significant spawns. It seems like this location is meant to be a little bit more intense like that. For the most part though, it is fairly similar. It's based around proceeding through a sequence of events that are gated by some sort of security measure, whether that be keycards or disguise. I think what is going to make these interesting is how they can spread that out when your feet are on the ground. But we will have a lot more locations like this that just act as sandbox hubs for activity. How many new sandbox locations by the end of the year? I think they'll do probably like 3 more. Hathor, these locations, and I think they'll probably try and fit in 3 more somewhere in the verse to round it out. The thing is, these locations, the most important part about getting these in now, in my opinion, is that they can be roped into missions, or rather they can be tied into the dynamic mission creation system later, so that these start to be places that you're naturally kind of being sent to or sent near without being in any way involved with the location itself. Friend wanted something less involved, more pew pew, less walk into spaceport. You should tell your friend to check out Jump Ship. Not principally against competition components in the store, but you get why it caused rage. I really appreciate that take, honestly. A lot of the folks that I talk to who disagree on the component stuff still can't wrap their head around the component stuff. And I feel that's such an, you gotta, the best thing you can do when you have an argument is to understand the other side. And like, I fully understand why people want components in the store. It's not hard, but it's really appreciated, Lovelinator, to be able to say I disagree, but I understand. How high up on the priority ladder do you think crafting base building ships are? I think they're fairly high. I think crafting and base building is the most important thing to CIG after, well, in the PU. Do these sandbox activities have to be security based? Feels uninteresting to you that they all require you to kill peeps. Timber, I hear you. Yeah. I think CIG should be upfront about why a lot of this stuff revolves around combat. It is easy to sell and make. They don't have to just be quiet about it. I think what they're doing with this way they're delivering content is they are continuing to make industrial focused and science focused people still feel like this is not a game for them when it very much is. And it continues to sort of just draw this attention to the game that it is a very combat focused game. And there's a lot of combat in it. Squadron 42 is pretty combat focused. But they really are running the risk of changing the perception of this game by just having so many things involve different types of combat. But when they're running on a skeleton team like they are right now, they just don't have the resources to make all the types of stuff that they want to. So you got to pick what's going to be highest impact for least effort, and that's definitely combat. Until we can get more of those folks back into Star Citizen development, I think it'll largely still revolve around this. But I think they'll use mining and cargo hauling. Those two seem ripe for implementation. RK Monkey, thank you for the sub on Twitch, my friend. I appreciate you. Hey. We're back. Whoa. Think they need base building in before they could do science, right? I don't even have to do science. You know, these missions where they have us collecting stuff for supposed science research, that's enough. That still gives players the idea that science is a part of the game. And this kind of does too. But so far, we haven't gotten to even run this yet. I think it'll be a while before we can. So far though, this really looks like I haven't seen where you actually get into the science research of these science facilities. They might just be the backdrop. Okay, so they do have lockers and stuff here too. Oh, these are just hangars though. Confused what PvE folks even want. Cargo hauling would be good. Good science gameplay generally is needing to go out into a place and get a resource. So like if they were sending us into caves that spawned nearby these locations and those caves had a specific type of specific type of mineral, like literally give us a mission to go into a cave and get a specific mineral, you know? That's all. Look at supply or die. You could go to multiple places to get resources in different ways that didn't require combat and then turn those in for the same kinds of points. That's all they really need to do. Science could be, hey, fly to this place in space and scan these asteroids in this dust cloud, and then return with the results. Like it ain't hard, man. It really is not hard. And I don't mean hard as a developmental standpoint. I don't know what the heck they have to do. I mean hard in relation to these gigantic locations they're making. You couldn't tell me that it's easier to make these locations than it is to make a couple of satellite probes to go scan. But I 100% understand why this is the case. Because they don't have the resources to make those 100 satellite probes to go scan on top of also making this. So they got to pick and choose. And I get that. It's just that, like, it's not hard to imagine what could be gameplay outside of just, you know, shooting these guys. Especially because in order to shoot these guys, your gun has to work. Another server error? CIG introduced gameplay loop, players love it. Nerf gameplay loop, players stopped doing it. Never looked at nerf gameplay loop again. Well, don't say that. All right, mining has made a huge comeback over the last year or two. It's seen a ton of improvements, but it is the oldest industrial game loop in the game. I think they're just a little scatterbrained. Oh, are we back? I think they're just a little scatterbrained in how they take on these things. They change their priorities so quickly. I can't shoot. There we go. Careful, my friend. Legion, what's up? Thanks for dropping by chat. Successful. Smooth PTU gameplay, dude. I can't even shoot my gun. I just want to reload. Server-side errors. It's actually still kind of chill to have these 2 to 4 minutes of chat focus, tomato to tomato conversations. Yeah, I mean, it's the bread and butter here, right? You guys don't come for the gameplay, you come for the annoying rants. I think. Maybe not. Just because someone does not like a change, they claim no one will play it because they nerfed it. When in act, it is just them. One person cannot speak for everyone. Yeah, a lot of people still play this stuff. New location, Peregrine. Although I'm just trying to get it functional right now. Ow! What the? Is that you? Okay. This is a very secure door. This is great security. It's hard to know what they're doing. On the one hand, they claim to have different teams working on different aspects of the game. On the other hand, the product that we receive looks like they're jumping back and forth between different products, not working on all of them at once. Yeah, I think post CitizenCon 23, they really wanted to sell the idea that they were working on both games now, because Squadron is like feature complete and stuff. But I think over the last year, it's become very clear that that is not what's happening. Squadron has maintained a lot of precedent over Star Citizen, and Star Citizen's development remains slowed down because of that. And I mean, they could just say that, which they have started to say that, but the expectations that were set were not correct, and that's shame to say, but that's the same CIG.
Associated Science and Development is committed to
fresh, ripe tomatoes. Ripe? Like I'm going into birthing. Just producing the seeds. I mean tomato seeds, folks. Don't be gross. Dude, this is a beautiful area. I would love to see this actually functioning. This looks like it would be very pretty to be walking through in like a normal situation and then have to go back through when it's under a combat area. You know how you can tell when that's going to happen? Like you're playing a single player game and you can tell when it's about to be an area that you're going to have to fight your way back through. Like that one quest for the pirate faction in Starfield, when you have to go board that guy's ship in order to get a relic fragment. And you're walking through and you're like, I'm probably going to have to kill a lot of these people. Lab coat required. Like, how does that even work? And this requires a key card too. So there is a lot of closed access in this area. Not a massive facility, but there are 10 of them. So it sounds like you might have to go between each and every one. Why don't we fly over to the next one and see if they're actually any different from one another?
Associated Science and Development is committed to health and safety regulations. Please report any infractions to your immediate supervisor.
I think I landed on the other side. Yeah, cult. Olive's gross. The ultimate gross. The actual gross. MSR is okay. Well, I thought it would be, but now I'm not seeing an indicator for it. Oh. Robert's ego will take everything down with it if Squadron flops. Is he known to do stuff like that? Taryn, thank you for the bits, man. I really appreciate it. Going to the pizza fund. Yo, what happened to my ship? Yeah, there's also some other facilities out here. I wonder what these are. Infirmary. Ugh. We didn't even get a good view to look at during this. Oh yeah, the one in the storm on Pyro 1, honestly, it sounds like that's even more painful to try and get to, but we can make the jump over there. Might as well, I mean, if we're freezing here, we should freeze there too, right? We'll head over to Pyro 1, see what the storms are offering, and see what kind of exploration we can do. Ooh, I just got confirmation that I can release a video on Space Tomato 2 I'm gonna drop the Aaron Roberts interview on Space Tomato 2 in a little bit. So for those who haven't gotten to see it, there was a interview with Aaron Roberts. He does a lot of the like overseeing of the game development. I think he took on a lot of, I want to say the PU development early on. Can't remember for sure though, but he knows a lot going on. And he had an interview at I couldn't drop it because it wasn't ready yet. He had an interview at the Beijing Bar Citizen recently that had a whole bunch of very interesting information revealed. Stuff that I kind of, it reconfirms some of the major core parts of this game that I was interested in learning about. It gives me better feelings about how reputation is going to work in this game, especially after recently they kind of threw some cold water on that. And it talks about just some of the more key advancements that we've been just sort of waiting for recently. So I recorded that yesterday behind the scenes with supporters, and I'll be posting that here. Let me see where that is. I think it's at probably in like 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, I would say. Any spoilers on the video? Like, does the video have spoilers in it for something? It's not about the current patch. This is about sort of near to distant future stuff. He's talking about how is the game actually going to start? So one of the things he says in this interview is like, instead of just starting in a hab like we do now, they want to actually start players out in the frontier, you know, like in some small town. They want you to start out, have to do a couple local missions, grab a ground vehicle, drive into a city, and then slowly expand the scale of the game until finally you get a spaceship and you can fly out into space. That's like something everybody, I think a lot of people have been really excited and want to see in a game, but nobody, I think, at CIG has ever really confirmed that's exactly what they want to do. So it's more information kind of like that. Item management, death of a spaceman, medical gameplay, beacons, new player experience, that kind of stuff. So I do a pretty in-depth read through of this interview. Like I said, on this video, I'll post that in a bit. I'm also going to do a video about this for the main channel that I'm hoping to come out this weekend. Oh, Adam, okay, I get you. So Star Wars, I kid you not, the example he used for that starting situation was Luke Skywalker starting at his farm and going to a spaceport. So yeah, Star Wars. Oh, there's some other good stuff too that kind of hints at the quantum simulation still being pretty in-depth, the Star Sim stuff. He talks about how they want it to be where if you're in a star system and stuff is going on in that star system as like crime builds in the system, if players don't actually counteract that, then the state of the system will continue to shift in that direction. So it'll become more and more unlawful or more dangerous if, say, they start, like, say, some, I don't know, xenothreat. We've been dealing with this whole xenothreat thing recently. Let's say they do something like that again, but players don't really fight back as much as they're supposed to, then the system becomes more overrun by xenothreat and more dangerous because of that faction's pirates. They drew a lot of similarities to Helldivers 2 and how events work in that game, where you have to work together on a overall goal in order to move forward in the game. So some high-level stuff in that interview. Yay! See, we just say good things and then the game starts working again. Right? Please start working again. Like Elite Dangerous, yeah. Yikes, dude. Yo, are these the lab coats I need? Medical facility does not currently support regeneration. Lame. This is where you should have to get those security cards, to be honest. That would be a good reason to come here. Why else come here? For a lab coat? I think they give people enough. Well, he also said that it's going to be incredibly safe in starting locations. I don't know if that means armistice zones, but they're definitely planning on making it so that whether through in-game security or through artificial limitations, people in starting zones will be safe. They also indicated that the dynamic events, which eventually became global events, are no longer their priority. They do not want to spend development resources on things like Xenothreat or Siege of Orison or those other things. They want to focus on more of these sort of sandbox locations that can actually host dynamic events that spawn based on what players are doing. We've talked about this over the years. Dynamic events were never dynamic. These are. When you adjust the dish in Hathor and it makes all this noise and stuff and spawns these enemies, that's a dynamic event. So you're getting other players to come in. When you go and try and clear crime stat at Security Post Korea, that's a dynamic event. They want to move away from the Siege of Orison kind of stuff. They still want to do those things, but as far as creating dynamic gameplay, they don't want to use those anymore. Because they are... I think because they are just not as efficient a use as resources, but I was told saying that is trying to start drama. So I'll come up with another way to communicate that. I would think that the starter location would be Terra, but rumor has it it's actually Hurston. Yeah, I like Siege of Orison too. I wish that the Crusader platform missions they brought in after Siege of Orison played like Siege of Orison, like outdoor and indoor, instead of just being a building. They could tailor the starting experience to what players want to start with. How cool would it be if you got to choose between, yeah, a mining town, a military outpost, maybe a salvage-focused space station, or maybe you want to start with the city life. Or the ultimate start, waking up in a crashed spaceship, and your require is to repair it and get off planet. The No Man's Sky start. Oh, I think they could repurpose those missions into dynamic missions. I wouldn't be surprised if Xenothreat is already made for that. Xenothreat's the perfect kind of thing to be able to just trigger randomly when there are less players keeping up their defense. I mean, just like we said, you know, if people aren't fighting back against Xenothreat in the game, then maybe that makes a Xenothreat attack with a full-on javelin get triggered. Wonder if they will put a way for players to boot up Jumptown like dynamic event. That's how it started. The original Jumptown was a dynamic event. It was the prices at a certain location were crazy, and so players just wanted it, and that created a whole crazy conflict. You should look up the documentary. If you search for the Jumptown Wars on YouTube, the Astro Historian did an amazing documentary covering the whole thing. That one thing inspired all of these global events for Star Citizen, and all they have to do really is let the quantum simulation go into the wild and see if players can create situations like that. That creates a supply and demand that makes more conflict and gets things going. It's all about just having a good simulation in the background. Must be difficult for you navigating language like that. Try not to piss people off. I can imagine you getting a lot of shit simply because people misunderstand. Dude, I've given up on that. Honestly, I've just taken more to being passive aggressive when I say those things because I don't know how else to respond. There's no way to not make people mad. I mean, if you think about it, walking out into like a city block and picking a random person to talk to about something you're super passionate about is most likely going to end up in an argument. So it makes sense that if I put out 2,000 hours worth of content in however long amount of time, I'm gonna say things that piss people off. That's just how it happens. So I try not to worry too much about that. But language also is important, and there's a lot of unsaid implications when you use certain words. That's okay though. It's okay to disagree and like not like things. You should not like things. If you like everything, that could be a problem long term. You'd love to be able to choose different backgrounds which alter where you start and where your home is. Oh boy. You want that Mass Effect start. If you watched last CitizenCon, they showed off the mass expansion of POIs. Starkitect. What a funny freaking name. Imagine having a random convo about clouds become an argument. Just post about it on Twitter. It ain't hard. Just like post on Twitter and be like, clouds are really soft. I bet. I don't know. Like, I think we should remove clouds from the sky or something. I don't know. You could get into a good fight from that. I love how fluffy clouds are. Somebody come in and be like, no, they're not f***ing fluffy, okay? Some clouds are ice crystals. You think a ice crystal is fluffy? No, okay, I'm sorry. They're not fluffy. They're very sharp. Maverick, thank you for the bits. The 6 bits. Oh, please, 6 bits. How's the update looking so far? Hey, Victor in the chat. Yo, I've got a lovely... Where is that? Victoria sent us a package with some goods in it. Honestly, loved the goods too because they come from a place where I called home for some time. So that was really nice. Sent us some hot sauces, some nice stuff for seasoning up some meats, and also some good paraphernalia. Is that paraphernalia? I don't even know if it's called paraphernalia. A couple of representatives though. Stickers, challenge coin. Let me see if I can go grab the challenge coin real quick. What else? All right. Got it. I see you still have a recovered good. Check this out. Sent over this shield. Wow, it's really shiny. Why is it so shiny? Stupid light. There we go. It's too hard to do. Sent over this shield representing his org. It's a very shiny shield. There we go. And it's got this on the back. Task Force 58. Pretty cool. We're gonna put this on our Star Citizen community shelves in Turkey. We've got representations of all of our friends up there. Appreciate you, dude. Thanks for sending out the goods, the freaking spice, the stickers, the metal. People get mad about the strangest things. No kidding. A Texas care package? What are you gonna send me? Pieces of meat? And desert sand? Hey, we're back. Let me out. Let me out of here, please. I just want to escape at this point. There's an address to mail you things. We are trying to get a PO box together. At this point, though, I would wait because we're leaving in 7 days. So most things probably won't get here in time, but we will have an address. Yes, indeed. Actually, I guess you can send things because we're just getting our mail held. I'll let you know, AAK. By the way, you busy this Friday, AAK? I've got... What the... Wow! What's happening? What the f... Dude, fuck. Oh my god. What? No, stop. I just wanted to use this random ship. I don't know what to do. I just want to get out of here and go to Pyro 1, man. Idris in the sky? Whoa. Wait, was that a ship flying? Man, I'm confused. Star engine, baby. Where is the Idris? Is it cloaked? Oh my god, kill me. You know what? I kind of want to talk. Let's talk more about this starting thing. The game is clearly not wanting to work with us. Hold on, I think I can post the interview now. No, I can't. Huh, it's being weird. So my upload seems to be stuck. Guess I'll check back in on it. Just trying to figure that out. Sorry, y'all. Background stuff. In the meantime, this patch looks unplayable. Trust. I want to be super clear to everybody here. What you're seeing right now is only happening at this specific location in the game. The rest of the PTU runs perfectly fine. So it's not the build. It is specifically what's happening here and what it's doing to the server. At least that's what's causing this right now. I mean, it is unplayable. That's just, you know, that's just the way it is. What was I just about to do? Oh. Okay, let me pull this up real quick for you guys. I actually kind of do want to talk about this. Toes. All right. So during this lovely downtime that they're so kind to give us whenever we're playing Star Citizen, like it's like football, where you get halftime, you get stoppage. It's like, sorry, soccer. You get football, or good lord. You get halftime, you get stoppage time, you get the dedicated downtimes to do the things you need to do. Like eat the oranges that your friend's parents brought for the halftime show. Show? There's no show in... Whatever. Anyways, during this time, we're going to talk about something that came up during the Aaron Roberts interview. Just covered it on Space Tomato 2 here. And one of the most interesting parts of this interview, in my opinion, was, if I can find it, thanks to Hater, by the way, when it's discussing whatever Discord server. If you want this kind of info, he does post it pretty regularly. We have a channel for it on our own Discord server, so you can just join the garden and get access to this. But give a shout out to my friend for getting this info translated by Kitsune in the community from the original Mandarin that it was delivered into this English. But the specific part I wanted to talk about was not necessarily a question. It was part of this question. Will narratives affect the game world more dynamically? And I told you guys this was they talked about the starting location for the game. And so if you go into this answer and you read through about halfway, he says, we will have a full story arc in the PU, as well as you can do anything you want. And then we also have to put in the new player experience. Now we know that as kind of like a tutorial that takes you through the first 2 minutes of possible gameplay and maybe doesn't drop you into everything you need to know to understand this game. He says here, it's not actually in yet, the new player experience, but it's going to be very much about having players start from a very small place, not unlike Luke Skywalker and his little farm, the moisture farmer. Moisture. He then goes on and gets his first spaceship. So for a new player, when you go to 1.0, the experience should be you don't get a ship right away. You start, you learn decent stuff, you get a ground vehicle, you drive to the local spaceport, then maybe you get your ship. Then you go to class and so forth. This, I think a lot of people really will like hearing that. I prefer the whole you choose where you start, you know, whether it's you're a belter working in a salvage space station, or maybe you're a miner who is starting in an outpost that's based on refining goods from Hurston. Maybe you're a city goer and you spawn in ArcCorp. But I think the idea of multiple starting locations is pretty cool. And this idea of starting from the outside and building that scale is a much better idea than just starting in a hab. Shout out to Chase Hammer. Thank you for the 3-month subbed tier 1 here on Twitch. Big thank you. The tier 1 subs actually go a really long way in helping us maintain Twitch not taking 50% of revenue. So we really appreciate all of you who jump in to help support the channel. Don't forget, you get access to our exclusive videos, live podcasts, chat rooms, early podcasts if you missed the live one, and I guess some pretty emotes. So when I think about this whole early start in like a little town, there's like a picture here that really captures the vibe for me. Let me see if I can find it. Thank you very much. This is some art that was made by a friend, acquaintance, a fellow Star Citizen. Beautiful art. He made a couple of pieces that I use here and there. Where the heck did it go? I unfortunately can't find it. I got a lot of pictures. Hold on. Join me. You guys can help. Gotta find a specific concept image. Not a concept. Yeah, here it is. As soon as I brought you in, we found it. Look at that. Amazing how that works. So this is a piece of art that he made, George Gazinski, and it's great work. I mean, it gives like a great sense of scale. But what if they start you here? Imagine starting Star Citizen in a location like this, and maybe there's a broken down ship on the pad, but your goal is to go out and like do some multi-tool salvaging or collecting something from a local cave. Maybe you talk to an NPC or two and they tell you directions to an outpost nearby. So you go and you get a ground vehicle, drive to that outpost, and then those people give you the ship, that your starter ship. That kind of startup for this game would be so freaking cool. But what would you want? Like, where would you want to start if they give you the opportunity to pick a backstory and like get to actually choose a specific scenario you started in? I know this is nothing information based, but I think it's really interesting to see how many different ways people imagine the space opera starting for them. I saw somebody say that they wish that they had started as like a body that was being harvested in some drug lab in a pirate space station, and like they came to life and they had to fight their way out and kill the pirate faction and steal a ship and get out. Okay. You get an extra dose of violence in your genes. I appreciate that. There are a couple images they've also released that really hit that like frontier, starting on the outskirts, little Mr. Moisture Farmer vibe. A great one with a reclaimer that I doubt I will be able to find. Oh, I found it. Where'd it go? Disappeared. This one. The derelict reclaimer with tents. Start me here, man. Oh, I'd love this. Kind of like CG Project Red with Cyberpunk. Pick your character background, start. Yeah, you know, I was a little bummed by how CD Projekt Red handled that. I think BioWare handled that much better. I expected more from Cyberpunk in that regard, for sure. It's nice to have the dialogue choices, but I thought that the beginning of the game would... Actually, no, the beginning of the game was good in Cyberpunk for the start. You're right about that, Drazen. I thought that the rest of the game would be affected more. And I think they patched more in to make that so, but still. But yeah, this would be sick. Get some missions out here, get sent out into the nearby basins and stuff, and have to figure out how you make your living, how you get off the planet. It's kind of how No Man's Sky started. You have to repair the ship and make sure you can get off the planet to expand into the game. I think it's really important for them to do that whole gating scale. If you want this game to hit hard enough, don't star engine them. Don't show them everything that they can do right in the beginning. It's impressive enough at the city level. Show them like a point of interest, and then by the time you're like 30 minutes in, then you're flying out into space. Maybe the people who already know what Star Citizen about won't really care for that, but imagine jumping into a game like Star Citizen and not knowing too much and getting to run through something like that for 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I would be willing to hamper everybody else's new player experience to make sure that truly new players got that kind of an experience, because you can't match that. That'll be so cool. So what Aaron is saying is pretty cool. I hope they go through with it. And I specifically really wanted to highlight that because I think this is important for the game and something that a lot of people care about. And I look forward to hearing what everybody feels is the right way to start a game like Star Citizen. So cheers. Thanks for listening to my newest rant. But also, why are we still stuck here? I just ranted for a long time and we're still in a server error. So what's up, Star Citizen? Minecraft on a friend's server was like that for you for the first time? Beat Subnautica first, then the game starts. that the whole new player experience is just trying to get off the planet. Just all of Subnautica. I'm sorry, I guess I'll never play Star Citizen because there's no way I'm getting through Subnautica. Star Wars: The Old Republic starting locations. I actually never played that game. You know, I think if that game came out now, I would probably try it. But because it came out before I was ever in any way interested in MMOs, I just never really gave it an opportunity. CDPR did actually plan for your background start to have a greater impact on the rest of the game. Yeah, Wrangle McDangle, I feel like that's kind of the story with Cyberpunk and a lot of games. They plan for a lot, but unfortunately, somebody wants it to come out sooner than they're ready. So many people are way beyond the starter level ship. Who wants to fly an Aurora when you have a Cuddy Black or an MSR? Well, the Cuddy Black and MSR don't cost anything to use yet. Even if you are flush with ships, they still haven't really put in the obstacles and consequences of using those ships. So you just kind of fly whatever you want. But eventually it'll matter more. Like, there should be reasons to fly starter ships outside of it's the only ship I have. And if CIG is doing things right, it would be mainly the things you encounter at the beginning of the game that encourage you more to fly starter ships. It does feel like it's a far way off, Brohim. That feels like the kind of thing we won't see for like 3 years. At least. Or whenever 1.0 happens. Like, that sounds like a 1.0 edition. A lot of new players don't want to do the tutorial. Too bad! You're trapped. Star Wars: The Old Republic can be played 95% solo. Is it worth it? Better yet, can I play it on Xbox? If I can play it on Xbox, crossplay between my PC and Xbox, I might actually consider that. I've been looking for a game to sink into. I considered Oblivion. I think I want something more sci-fi. I've had a lot of Cyberpunk. Starfield is okay choice. Confused how they haven't nailed AI, flight, FPS, inventory, and more in 13 years. They haven't been working on them. Really, that's like the case. AI doesn't work because they never really made it function correctly for the game we had, and server meshing was going to mess it all up. So they've mostly focused on AI for the single player version of this game, Squadron kind of stuff. But it's terrible on the multiplayer side because the back end was never made for it. The flight model, honestly, I think they've dropped the ball with the flight model multiple times. The only thing that really points to the flight model taking a while is because the game engine wasn't fully complete. So the physics didn't work correctly. They didn't have the actual game design figured out. So the flight model needed to change to accommodate atmospheres being added to the game midway through the process. Needed to be changed to accommodate VTOL thrusters. And also I think that over the course of time, they realized that flight was too fast for the game engine. So they wanted to slow it down. So that really caused problems in the flight model too, because in order to slow it down, they waited on solutions that they gave to us, the players, to see if those would work naturally. They spent years on that, wasted time. And then when they realized it wouldn't work naturally, they put in artificial limitations and just said, okay, combat speeds are going to be below 300 meters per second. But it took a while to get there. Inventory-wise, they didn't care about it. Wasn't important for Squadron 42. Was not necessarily necessary for the persistent universe, so they didn't develop it until like 2019. First-person shooting. Honestly, that's why you can do it, because it's most important to Squadron. I think that's the best part of the game right now in terms of like polish and features, but it's still not amazing. Overall, the reason that they haven't nailed really anything in this game is because they spent so much time just trying to get the engine working. And that took them a dang long time. Well, that's my opinion. There might be stuff I don't know behind the scenes. The Old Republic has some of the most well-written stories for some of the classes you've played. Okay. The analog for Oblivion sci-fi is Mass Effect, but I've played through Mass Effect like 8 times now. Star Wars Genesis. A conversion for Starfield. I was wondering when that was going to happen. That's amazing. I would love to check that out. Can you drop that on the Starfield channel on the Discord for me? And I'll check it out again. Which refactor do I want to see most? Transit. Transit, my friend. Yeah, I think ship flight's too slow. Agreed. Have I played 2017 Prey? Absolutely. One of the most recent true immersive sims. Good game. What's up, Waffle? How you doing? This is ridiculous, dude. Just spawn back in. Honestly, at this point, I just wasted most of the stream. I'm sorry, guys. I should have just backed out as soon as these server errors happened. I was hoping to make it to Pyro 1 so I could test out some of this train stuff, some of this ground vehicle stuff that I saw Waffle Insanity making a post about. Oh yeah, it's been rough in Wave 1 PTU. Cyberpunk 2 got confirmed entering pre-production today. Guess that makes sense. I would have thought they started pre-production earlier. I thought they were concepting stuff last year. Showing the actual state of the game. Well, yeah, I mean, guess we get to look at server errors for 5 minutes at a time. From a it would be really cool standpoint, and because of all the rocks, why they haven't made Star Wars style hover cars yet. Hover cars. I don't know. Hover cars. Why wouldn't they? Yeah. Hover tanks, please. They are officially calling it Cyberpunk 2. Oh my god. Are you for real? Are they actually? CDPR. They are not. CD Projekt Red is moving forward with Cyberpunk 2. The Cyberpunk 2077 sequel will be called Cyberpunk 2. Did we just lose 2075 years? What's going on? Why? I feel like they're... You know, oh, it's kind of funny. He says here, so the senior PR manager says, Cyberpunk 2 just means it's another game in the Cyberpunk universe. So maybe not a sequel. It's just another game in the universe. But I'm not going to lie, this feels a little bit rude. "96 devs working on the title as of April 30th. I thought they were concepting last year, to be honest. I thought there was more going on. I don't know, guys. I don't know. That's a little rude. It feels like they're just sort of trying to take the cyberpunk genre as the name of their series. And the only thing that's done over the last few years has made it confusing when you try to talk about cyberpunk as a genre and everyone just assumes you're talking about this series now. Does it say it's not the official title? Where? No official release date. Hasn't mentioned any details. Did describe it as Wednesday. Oh! Me. I should read more. So it's not even just not a sequel. It's not the official title. Cool. Second paragraph. See how it is? See how it is? You can't depend on anybody, not even me. We're just ready to be angry. I'm glad that's the case, because they already have this problem where if you mention Cyberpunk, a lot of times it's assumed it's 2077, and I'm hoping that they like pick an actual IGN lied to you. Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna blame Drazen, who's blaming IGN for my incompetence. What happened to journalistic integrity? Well, you're going to IGN from your for your primary sources. I hope they pick a different title, to be honest. I think the title of Cyberpunk for a game is like, I don't know, it's like calling Call of Duty first-person shooter, you know? How are people supposed to really know what you're talking about? Because nobody else can like say, hey, we want to make our game called West Cyberpunk. I don't know. You can't really describe your game as Cyberpunk the more and more one company dominates the phrase. So hopefully that's not the direction it goes in. But I am happy to hear that they're working on another game because I do like the series. I love the genre, I like the series, and I like what CDPR does, so I'm all for it. Just like, you know, don't confuse the crap out of everyone for decades to come. Because who knows how big this gets. Theoretically, let's say that this series got as big as Star Wars. That would be insane. That would be crazy, I know. But like, what if Star Wars called themselves Space Opera? And then 50 years later, we're like, oh, I can't wait for Space Opera 8. What do you mean there's a new Space Opera? What are you talking? Oh, you mean Space Opera the genre? Like, that would be weird. All right, looks like this interview is ready. So let me just, let me drop in some details. Oh yeah, I loved First Person Shooter 6. Aye!
I'm a first person shooter.
God, Mrs. Tomato didn't even say she was back.
I shoot first person.
Am I the first person? Oh. Just dropped the Genesis video in the Starfield channel. Thank you, Tycho. I'm going to check that out after the stream. Let's see. Was Invictus 2025 a success? That's the wrong. I released that earlier. No, this is another day playing the PTU of Space Simulator Alpha development with Kickstarter-based funding model and loading screen simulator. Don't think Cyberpunk will ever be bigger than like the Halo series. I'm not a fan of the dystopian aesthetic. I mean, I know you're not a fan of it, but it is pretty popular. The thing is about Cyberpunk is it is a genre that has been explored in a single dimension for the most part. I mean, think about it. If Cyberpunk as a genre was as big as fantasy, we wouldn't just think about it as rain-covered cities towering into the sky with fog. You can have cyberpunk societies in the desert. Cyberpunk, the whole vibe of cyberpunk can exist in space stations, in fantasy. Cyberpunk as a genre is more just about the oppression, right? The systematic oppression that comes from the high tech and the constant push for technological prowess over the well-being of people. So I just think that we haven't seen it applied enough to get a lot more people. But even then, even if it did become as big as Halo, that would still be crazy. Imagine if Halo as a game was called first-person shooter. Or space shooter. Oh my god, it probably wouldn't be as successful, let's be honest. Anti-corporation megacorps. Yeah, it's like these freaking corporate bootlickers are gonna have a real problem with the cyberpunk genre. It's actually kind of funny. Somebody told me the other day they were describing how the Andor sorry, 1 second, folks. They were describing to me how the Andor TV show, you know, about like being against fascism and like taking over everything. They were talking about how like their friend who was very much into fascism was confused because they liked it, but they also were like, why are these people seen as the bad people? They're doing fine stuff. I don't actually think they were friends. I think that was somebody that they just knew. But that's the same way as like Cyberpunk. I'll see people who are playing Cyberpunk and they're like, these companies, like, why do we keep trying to attack these companies when they're just trying to gain profit and work on building up their control? And I'm like, brother, what the f? Dude, that's not a good thing. Yeah, I did not mean to say friend. That's a not my friend. Not my friend. My friend knows someone who is saying that. Everybody that I've talked to about Andor, we've gotten well along. We're like, yeah, f the Empire. They suck. They do weird things. Who wants to torture someone by making them listen to children dying and be like, oh, you know what? I mean, they're doing the wrong things for the right reasons, you know? No. No, the Empire are the baddies. All right. Now the video can go out. YouTube does not make this easy. But I guess that's because they got sued a lot. YouTube got sued a lot. You guys know that? The whole process of publishing a video, there's like 8 steps now because they got sued and in trouble so much for all the bad things people published. Kind of sad, to be honest. All right. Video should be up for you now if you didn't get to catch that or if you were interested in it. Let me just make sure to link the original post for you guys. So we've been... All right, let's back completely out of the game this time and try the whole launch again. Persistent loading screen, persistent acknowledge screen, persistent dead screen. Oh boy. Yeah, dude, if you think not torturing children to torture other people with the sounds of dying children is woke, then I've got a list of things to learn. For reference, planes nowadays like the F-22 go Mach 2.2. The Herald, being the fastest ship in the game, goes Mach 4 outside of atmosphere without any resistance. Ships are slow. Ships are slow in this game. That's a annoying issue, to be honest. What about the attack on the Wookiees? The Wookiees are amazing, but I feel like Wookiees are a little of a weird part of Star Wars. They feel like they're kind of on the outskirts, but they're really important. Actually, that's how I also feel like they've treated Mandalorians. Twi'leks, whatever they're called. Wookiees. Oh, wait a second. That's because they're all aliens. It's because they're not in the human empire. That makes sense. I hope they start exploring that more. I guess Mandalorians. Are Mandalorians considered humans? Are they just like humans from a different culture? Or are they considered a actually different race? Bruh, nobody said liking Darth Vader makes you fascist, man. You can like Darth Vader. Like people have literal helmets of Darth Vader on their bookshelves. That's okay. You're allowed to do that. It's cool. Hell, you can like anybody you want in Star Wars. Nobody's saying you can't like people. Oh, you're just reading too deep into it. Mandalorians are humans. It's just a society. Okay. Hominoids. I see. So it's a group. It's a culture. It's not necessarily a race or something. Yeah, I feel like that was cool that they focused on the Mandalorians. I'd love to see them do that more in other parts of Star Wars. If anything, Andor has proven that Star Wars is so freaking interesting once you get away from Jedi and like the Force. You don't even have to get away from Coruscant or the Parliament, or not Parliament, Senate. You just gotta get away from Jedi. So sick of the whole light versus dark, Force lightning versus Force push battles. Give me more of that. Give me more complexity, you know? The inner workings of a rebellion. One of the most interesting things I've ever watched. Both light and dark are bad at their absolutes. Yeah, dude, if there's anything that looking into the Old Republic will teach you, or the High Republic, is that the Jedi are not good. They just have the power. The freaking power. And it's okay to, you know, recognize that as well. Mandalorians are literally just from Mandalore. So if you're not born on Mandalore, can you not be a Mandalorian? Even if your parents are Mandalorian? Or if you're raised by a Mandalorian? Why do you have to be evil to have cool lightning? I like to think in KOTOR I was still good and doing the lightning on the fools, but I actually don't remember that. But it's because evil people get cool things, duh. That's why we always played the evil playthrough at least one time in those early RPGs. Like Fable, gotta be evil at least once. Rebel Moon. They can integrate other people. Okay. So it's a full-on, it's a full-on culture that you can join. Do I think Star Citizen would be better if it was set in the Star Wars universe? No. Hell no. If you're going to make a game like this, make your own IP. Let them make their Star Wars game. Always better to get a little more variety. Hey, you guys see the link posted there in chat? Mrs. Tomato just dropped it. Hit that link, folks. If you're coming to join us for our hot sauce Q&A challenge, not too long from now, actually, especially because this loading screen is not working, we will be doing a little hot sauce kebab tasting Q&A challenge. Me and Mrs. Tomato will be eating the goods, spicing the toots, and answering any questions you guys have. You can ask them to us live, or you can post them in that form that she's posting in chat right now. Literally anything. I mean, keep it appropriate, but like if you want to just, I don't know, like if you file papers for a living and you want to know what our worst filing paper experience was, you can ask that. Now, if somebody asks us that specific thing, I'm going to skip it, but it's an option. No, the loading screen does not normally take this long. I am definitely glitched. Like the game's, it's just not working right now. I don't know if there are any active status updates, but this is not doing what it's supposed to be doing. If you could live in any sci-fi universe, which would it be? Jeez, I don't know, man. Sci-fi universes are kind of scary. Oh, we're still loading in. It's just taking forever. A sci-fi universe. Ooh. Honestly, Star Trek does sound like a good call. I think that's like the most optimistic sci-fi universe there is. At least mainstream. I don't know. I'm sure there are some very good choices that are a little more niche. The culture. Good choice. Yeah, Star Trek is utopia. So that's really nice. Like, you go into Star Trek, it's very opposite of a lot of these IPs where everything is just so freaking sad. Like, Star Citizen would be such a miserable place to live. I hope nobody says Star Citizen. It's... Oh, Brigadier! Said Star Citizen. Oh, my man, it's so painful, though. Orville? Sound like a good choice, too. Can I pick Tron? There's a new show released by Apple called Murderbot. We've been watching Murderbot. I like it. I actually really like it. Those Skarsgård guys, dude, they're really freaking good at their accents. Shifty, thank you for the... Whoa. Wait a second. Shifty and Mihai, thank you both for the sub. Shifty at 9 months with a little prime Twitch baby going on. I appreciate you. And Mihai at tier freaking 3. Tier 3, dude? That's a lot. Thank you. I appreciate you. For 11 months now. And then I also missed something back here. I'm so sorry. Chase Hammer. I appreciate you, buddy. Chase Hammer dropped 5 subs over on Twitch because Twitch is just popping off today. Might as well call Twitch Poppinophilus. Oh my god, that was so good. That was so good. Yeah, I can hear Mrs. Tomato cracking up in the distance because that was one more time. That's so good, dude. Popping off. Ah, okay. Sorry. Still waiting to load. Sorry guys if you're dealing with this really weird stream right now. It's the way it is so far. Picking one is hard to live in, Ricky. Hello, Katzuragi. Doing great. Doing fantastic over here. How are you doing today? How's your Wednesday? Good old hump day. You don't vibe with Star Trek that much as media, but it would be the place to live. Yeah, I don't watch Star Trek, really. I mean, I'll check it out, especially when Lord Skippy's around. And I do find it entertaining when I do watch it. It's just not something I seek out or find particularly interesting. I'm not passionate about it. But yeah, I think if I was going to pick a universe to live in, it'd probably be that. And I think that says something about it. The culture has perfect simulations. Well, there you go. Most of the Dune universe is pretty cool and not messed up, really? Seems like a painful place too. Halo. You know what's interesting is I actually don't know much about everyday life in Halo. I know about it when, you know, everybody's cowering from the Covenant, but I don't know before the Covenant attacked really what everyday life was like in the Halo universe. That's weird. The culture is like Star Trek, but better if you want to live a nice place to live. You know, I should probably explore more of the culture. I like the culture for its spaceship names. Maybe I should learn more about the inner workings of it. At this point, Earth is safe. In Halo? Man, I don't know. That would be really interesting to know, Brohim. It's a story the UNSC don't like to tell. That's right. That's right. Before Halo started with the Covenant, The UNSC was dealing with so many insurgencies that they literally kidnapped children to turn into super soldiers to murder the insurgents that were causing problems. So I'm thinking the Halo universe maybe wasn't super chill at that time. Yeah, they have constant insurrections and planetary strife. That's right. That's right. That's really all I know, though, is that's why we started the Mjolnir program. I don't actually know, how did kids go to school? Like, were there trams? Did you guys fly space? I don't even know if normal citizens could fly in spaceships in Halo. I don't think that's the case. It weren't wide enough spread yet, right? You're gonna hit the fan either way. Sci-fi always goes wrong. What does that say about us? The clones they replaced the kids with were made to die of natural causes soon after they were kidnapped. Yeah, because they couldn't even figure out how to make them last a whole life. Oh! Oh, okay, Star Citizen. Cool. Well, if at the end of all of that loading, I'm getting kicked out. Sure. Totally. Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense. Katsuragi, thank you for the gifting of the subs, too, on Twitch. Appreciate your support. Thanks for being here. %, I'm pronouncing my name right. Oh, that's good. I do try. Mass Effect seems like a pretty chill universe to live in. Except for like the whole Reapers come to wipe out the... Well, I guess that's like every 10,000 years. Not much to worry about there. It's just an unfortunate place to live in at that exact 10,000 year time when the Reapers come in and start kidnapping humans and taking over aliens and wreaking havoc across the whole known universe. But otherwise, yeah, Mass Effect actually does seem like a pretty cool place. The Ender universe. I don't know much about everyday life in that one either, other than that we're just genociding alien species with kids playing video games. It seems like if that's the reality, then maybe we're not on a great path. Purpose of sci-fi to extrapolate about some aspect of modern life and see where it could go and theorize about the consequences of it. Can we theorize about the benefits of it too? More positive sci-fi? I actually really enjoy the Halo universe because of their whole the twist that the beginning of human life as we know it is really just what humans were sent back to as sort of like when they were defeated, punished, whatever you want to call it. Like humans were a spacefaring species, right? That were controlling the universe, as powerful as forerunners, the literal bearers of life, the mantle of life in the universe. Humans were power. And then they basically completely collapsed and were sent back to the Stone Age. And that's where human history that we understand starts. So everything before the Stone Age and ancient humanity is just, we don't even know about it, but we were the big dogs on the court at one point. And then we understand now that we're going and finding all these alien ruins and these crazy things, only to eventually learn those crazy things were kind of made in part because of us. That is so cool. And I'm sorry if I just ruined that lore for anybody who hasn't really gotten to experience Halo yet, but that's like a 10-year-old spoiler. I love the lore for Halo because of that, and I hope it survives as an IP in some form of media so we can just keep exploring that stuff. I read the Ender's Game book series. I don't really remember much of it. I read Ender's Shadow, Ender's Game, Shadow of the Hegemon, and then there was one other one I read. I don't remember what it was. I mean, I'm sure I read about everyday life in the Ender universe. I just don't really remember it. Bean's story was pretty cool, though. Solar Punk? Deus Ex. Oh, Deus Ex is like my favorite. Deus Ex is my favorite, but I don't know if I could live in that. That's rough. Didn't Halo just steal from Battlestar Galactica? I don't know Battlestar Galactica's story that well, but that might be the case, yeah. I love Battlestar Galactica too. Pretty freaking sick, sick universe. Hello, Zephyro. Any Binian in Ging? I don't know that one. That new song. Recopy PTU. Dude, I think I might be done with the PTU for today. Unfortunately, this is not ideal. Oh, Treasure Planet. Dude, there's a throwback. Hey. How about Titan AE? As soon as you bring up Treasure Planet, my first thing is going to be Titan AE. I closed out during a server error. I have to recopy. Oh, so we're just done for? Wait, did I close out during a server error? No, I didn't. I just backed out because we didn't have any shipped, I thought. Till you get invaded by the Empire. And things get fun. South African president struggling to say in the beginning. Oh, I haven't seen that one yet. I did. I did? Oh, shame on me. In that case, how about we just hop on over to the lovely cooking stream? Where, like I said, we are doing a hot sauce challenge today, so we're going to be eating spicy stuff and hopefully not dying while we do. And we'll be hosting and answering a Q&A. So any questions you guys want to ask to me and Mrs. Tomato, links are posted in the chat there, as you can see. You can also find the stream, which will be live in the next couple minutes there on the stream, or on the stream, on the internet, on the stream. Okay, what the fuck was that? But yeah, I'm gonna send you all over there on Twitch. If you're on Twitch, if you're on YouTube, I would hit that link. That'll take you there. But it should be a good time. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of ridiculous questions you guys came up with. This was, I'm so glad. Thank you all for joining me for this loading screen. Let's review kind of what we know is coming to 4.2, yeah? So we've got rain. That was pretty cool. The rain is good. Dynamic weather is great. New locations that seem, they have stuff. There's things going on there. Couldn't tell you too much about what those things are, but they seem like they're going to be fun. We've got spontaneously combusting spaceships flying through space, breaking the laws of physics. Maybe not a new feature per se, but something that they've been working on polishing, tuning to get ready for this update. They had to spend a lot of time working on it for Squadron 42, but now we're seeing it in the PU. What else are we seeing? What else are we seeing? NPCs that don't know where to shoot when you come around the corner. Again, not necessarily a new feature, but something that seems like it's been in the works quite a bit lately. Haven't seen it in the monthly reports. They didn't really put it in ISC. Maybe it'll go on the patch watch because it doesn't say that they want us to test that, but definitely some broken NPCs there too. And long-term loading screens. I think persistent loading screen tech is supposed to be coming in 4.2, and we can see that's working pretty well here. Although it sounds like it's not working for everybody. Some people kind of just slip right through the loading screen. Other folks like myself are getting the full Star Citizen experience, and I think it's important to understand what that means, what that entails. So I hope you guys learned something today. Hope you enjoyed the stream, got some entertainment, got some good fun. I'm going to send you all over to Mrs. Tomato. She's getting the cooking stream ready for us to go and do some hot sauce tasting and some Q&A-ing. Thanks again for being here, folks. Y'all are great. You're good people. You deserve good things in good places and stuff like that. Yeah, eat something you love. Go do something you love. Hang out with somebody you love. You know, treat yourselves well today. You deserve it. You're good people. Catch y'all in the next one. See you in a couple minutes. Bye.